children, and welcome to another virtual singing session with me, Lucy, as part of the Diocese of Leeds school singing programme. Would you believe it's now been about 3 months since I saw any of you in real life? I hope you're all doing okay. Please imagine that your nose is a pencil. We're going to draw a face in the air with it. So first we're going to do the outside of the head and the ears. Next we're going to do 2 eyes, a nose, and you can do whatever expression you want, but I'm going to do a big smile. And lastly, the hair. I'm going to do lots of curly hair because that's the most fun. Please put your hand on your tummy and we're going to do a big Father Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Your turn. Ho, ho, ho. And next, a big cowboy lasso. Woo, woo, woo. Your turn. Woo, woo, woo. Copy this, please. Wee, 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 woo. Your turn. Wee, 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 woo. One of our themes this week is pitch. Every time we sing that exercise, I'm going to transpose the music up a bit. Have you got any idea what I'm talking about? So every time we sing it, the pitch is going to get a little bit higher. I'm also going to change the consonants a little bit each time as well. So let's do blue-wee-wee. Blue-wee-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Foo-wee-wee-woo. Foo-wee-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Hoo-wee-wee-woo. Hoo-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Moo-wee-wee-woo. Moo-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Roo-wee-wee-woo. Roo-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Voo-wee-wee-woo. Voo-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. Zoo-wee-wee-woo. Zoo-wee-wee-wee-wee-woo. That's the way. I think you're ready to sing some songs now. Recently, I asked you to think of all the different types of musical band you could name. Another lovely type of musical ensemble is the orchestra. This next song will introduce you to some of the instruments that you would find in an orchestra and the sounds that they make. Right at the back of the orchestra are the kettle drums, or timpani, and they play really low pitches like these. We're going to have to sing their part a little bit higher because our voices don't go that low. The kettle drums echo, the kettle drums echo, the 2 notes we best know, the 2 notes we best know. So, do, do, so, do, do, so, 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 do, so, 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 do. Let's try all of that. And 1, 2. The kettle drums echo, the 2 notes we best know. So, do, do, so, 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 do. But what are do and so? Sometimes, instead of calling the notes A, B, C, D, E, F and G, we call them do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti and do. If you've seen the film The Sound of Music, you would have heard the song Do, Re, Mi, which starts off Do a deer, a female deer, Re a drop of golden sun, and goes all the way up through the scale. Let's sing a scale now to the names like this. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Your turn. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. That was an ascending scale, so one going up. Now we're going to try a descending major scale. So one going down in reverse, and it goes like this. Do, ti, the orchestra song, the reason why it says that do and so are the two notes we best know is because they are the two most important notes in the scale. And now we go on to the violin, and as you probably know, it's a high-pitched stringed instrument. Its part is going to go like this. The violin's ringing, the violin's ringing, like lovely singing, like lovely singing. The violin's ringing, the violin's ringing, like lovely song, like lovely song. Let's try all of that. And 1, 2. The violin's ringing, like lovely singing. The violin's ringing, like lovely song. Ah, I'm sure you did some lovely singing just then. So then we go on to the trumpet, which is a high-pitched brass instrument, as you probably know. And its part goes like this. The trumpet is sounding, the trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. The trumpet is sounding, the trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Let's do all of that. And 1, 2. The trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. The trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So now I'm going to do all three of those instruments, the kettle drums, then the violin, and then the trumpet. If you would like to, you can do actions for each instrument. The kettle drums are played like this, with big sticks. The violin is, of course, played like this, with a bow. And the trumpet, you hold it here, you blow into it, and you use 3 fingers. It's not this one, remember, because that's a trombone, isn't it? Okay, so let's do it. And 1, 2. The kettle drums echo the 2 notes we best know. So, do, do, so, 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 do. The violin's ringing, like lovely singing. The violin's ringing, like lovely song. The trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. The trumpet is sounding, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Well done on that. Next week we'll learn a couple of other instruments of the orchestra and put all of the instruments together. It will sound a little bit like this. You'll never guess what I saw opposite Leeds Cathedral one evening last year. This stall. Clearly, somebody else likes chicken and chips. There are lots of slightly different versions of the song. I call this version the fancy version, or the proper version. It's a little bit different to how you might have sung it before, but it's really nice, and it goes like this. Chicken and chips, chicken and chips, chicken and chips, chicken and chips. Everybody here likes chicken and chips. Everybody here likes chicken and chips. We eat them all day, we eat them all day. Never throw them away, never throw them away. We all like chicken and chips. We all like chicken and chips. These sorts of notes are called chromatic notes. Have you ever heard of them before? If I play a chromatic scale on the piano, I play all of the white notes and all of the black notes in a particular area of the keyboard. I don't miss any out. It sounds like this. Recently, I showed you my cornet. Since then, I've had a few requests to play it for you, so here's a chromatic scale on the cornet as well. Now I'm going to play Chicken and Chips, and it would be great if you would sing along with me. To count us in, I'm going to tap 4 beats on the floor with my foot. Now, recently I've held a little competition amongst my choir children to see who could think of the most original and ingenious ideas for chicken and chips. As you probably know by now, the idea is to think of a word that starts with a CH. We put it together with chips, but it doesn't have to be a food. In fact, it's much more fun if it isn't a food. I received dozens of suggestions and I've chosen the best 7 and they are the winners. I'm afraid there isn't a prize apart from the eternal glory of having your name read out now. So really well done to Celine, Michelle, Jeffers, James, Fiona, Michael and Hannah. Their brilliant ideas are going to be coming up on the screen for us to sing in a moment. But first, some are so clever that they need a little bit of explanation. A chamber pot is an old-fashioned word for a potty. Chewbacca, as you might know, is a Star Wars character, the big furry guy. A chuckawalla is a variety of lizard, a chindosaurus is a type of dinosaur, and chloramphenicol is an antibiotic medicine used in eye drops. Just like in some of our warm-ups earlier on, I'm going to transpose the music up a little bit higher each time. When we've sung all of the verses of Chicken and Chips, the music is going to segue or carry straight on into another song that you know very well. I wonder if you can guess what it might be. Okay, off we go. Choppy cheeks and chips, choppy cheeks and chips. Everybody here likes choppy cheeks and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like choppy cheeks and chips. Chamber pots and chips, chamber pots and chips. Everybody here likes chamber pots and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like chamber pots and chips. Chewbacca and chips, Chewbacca and chips. Everybody here likes Chewbacca and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like Chewbacca and chips. Chuggington and chips, Chuggington and chips. Everybody here likes Chuggington and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like Chuggington and chips. Chocowillas and chips, Chocowillas and chips. Everybody here likes Chocowillas and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like Chocowillas and chips. Gintosaurus and chips, Gintosaurus and chips. Everybody here likes Gintosaurus and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like Gintosaurus and chips. Chloramphenicol and chips, Chloramphenicol and chips. Everybody here likes Chloramphenicol and chips. We eat them all day, never throw them away. We all like Chloramphenicol and chips. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. Alice the camel has 5 humps. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. Alice the camel has 4 humps. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. Alice the camel has 3 humps. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. Alice the camel has 2 humps. So go, Alice, go. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel has 1 hump. Alice the camel sang a very silly little song called It Was a Funny Day. Let's see if you can remember it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a funny day at my house, the day I got my little cat. I told a joke, he said meow, and I wore a silly hat. I sang a little song to him, but then he fell asleep on the mat. Well remembered. On the Sunday just gone, we celebrated Corpus Christi. Do you know anything about that?
Tantum ergo sacramentum
Tantum ergo, which you heard just then, is a hymn to the Blessed Sacrament. As I mentioned last week, it was written about 750 years ago by St. Thomas Aquinas. Thomas Aquinas was no ordinary saint. He really enjoyed his food and was quite a large gentleman. Each time he sat down to have his tea in the refectory with all the other friars, his place at the table would have a semicircle carved out of it to fit his big belly. This type of music is called Gregorian chant or plain song. Because it was composed so long ago, it is written differently, like this. It's actually much easier to follow than you might expect. All you have to do is follow the blobs and squiggles, which we call neumes, up and down. And pronouncing the Latin is easier than you might think too. Tantum ergo goes like this. Remember, you know the tune already. Tantum ergo, sacramentum, sacramentum, veneremur, cernui, cernui, et antiquum, documentum, documentum, novo cedat, ritui, ritui, praestet fides, supplementum, supplementum, sensum, sensum, defectui, defectui. Now let's put all of that together. We're going to sing it very legato. That means smoothly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tantum ergo sacramentum, veneremur cernui, et antiquum documentum, novo cedat ritui, praestet fides supplementum, sensum defectui. Great effort on all that Latin, well done. To finish off with, we're going to do a very funny song called The Gas-man Cometh. In this song, the gas isn't working properly in your house, so you have to get a man round to fix it, but something goes wrong, and then you have to get a carpenter to come round, then an electrician, and it goes on all through the week and becomes a whole catalogue of domestic disasters. It's all very frustrating. So it starts off like this. 'Twas on a Monday morning, 'Twas on a Monday morning, the gas-man came to call. The gas-man came to call. The gas tap wouldn't turn. The gas tap wouldn't turn. I wasn't getting gas at all. I wasn't getting gas at all. He tore out all the skirting boards. He tore out all the skirting boards to try and find the main. To try and find the main. And I had to call a carpenter. And I had to call a carpenter to put them back again. To put them back again. Oh, it all makes work. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do, for the working man to do. Let's try all of that. And ready. 'Twas on a Monday morning, the gas man came to call. The gas tap wouldn't turn, I wasn't getting gas at all. He tore out all the skirting boards to try and find the main, and I had to call a carpenter to put them back again. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. The song carries on like that through the week, and then the ending is a little bit different, and it goes like this. On Saturday and Sunday, on Saturday and Sunday, they do no work at all. They do no work at all. So 'twas on a Monday morning, so 'twas on a Monday morning, that the gas-man came to call, that the gas-man came to call. Let's try the ending, ready? On Saturday and Sunday, they do no work at all. So 'twas on a Monday morning that the gas-man came to call. So I think we're ready now to try the whole song. Remember to get increasingly frustrated as the week goes on. Okay, here we go. 'Twas on a Monday morning, the gas man came to call. The gas tap wouldn't turn, I wasn't getting gas at all. He tore out all the skirting boards to try and find the main, and I had to call a carpenter to put them back again. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. 'Twas on a Tuesday morning, the carpenter came round. He hammered and he chiselled, and he said, look what I found. Your joists are full of dry rot, but I'll put it all to rights. Then he nailed right through a cable, and out went all the lights. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. 'Twas on a Wednesday morning, the electrician came. He called me Mr. Sanderson, which isn't quite my name. He couldn't reach the fuse box without standing on the bin, and his foot went through a window, so I called the glazier in. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. 'Twas on a Thursday morning, the glazier came along, with his blowtorch and his putty and his merry glazier song. He put another pane in. It took no time at all, but I had to get a painter in to come and paint the wall. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. 'Twas on a Friday morning, the painter made a start. With undercoats and overcoats, he painted every part, every nook and every cranny. But I found when he was gone, he'd painted over the gas tap and I couldn't turn it on. Oh, it all makes work for the working man to do. On Saturday and Sunday, they do no work at all. So 'twas on a Monday morning that the gas man came to call. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. You'll be able to find the original song on YouTube. It's by a duo called Flanders and Swann. There's also a version that someone's done where all of the workmen are Lego characters, so I'm sure you would find that really fun as well. A very happy birthday to Chanel, who's going to be 10 on the 19th of June. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining in with my singing session today. Would you do me a little favour, please, and click on the like button? That's the thumbs up sign, and then I'll know for sure that you enjoyed it. And please, if you haven't already done so, click on subscribe, and then we'll know that you're one of our super keen singers. Tomorrow, you'll be able to sing with Will at 2 o'clock. Be there or be square. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye!